Today I want to talk about something that I rarely see people sharing. The moments when you don't quit your job, even though you deeply, genuinely wanted to. It's like about the crisis in your career that I've experienced as well. I had this period of time when everything at work seemed meaningless, unfair, exhausting. I complained every single day, well, almost every single day, to the point that my loved ones were deeply worried about me. If you're new here, I'm Anna and I'm a software engineer. By the time of recording this video, I've worked as a software engineer for years already. Wow. And this video is not a guide or recommendation. It's just my experience, how I reached to that point of this crisis of wanting to quit my job, to quit the company I worked for, or even like completely changed my career, go freelancing, or found my own company. I will talk about it later on. And what helped me to actually stop and rethink the global picture and what I've learned along this way. You're listening to Stack Over Soul, a space for honest reflections on life as a software engineer, the doubts, the pressure, the wonder, and everything in between. I want to start from where it all started. It's the time when I land on a new job, more than 3 years ago. The company where I still work for. When I just entered, I didn't have much experience as a software engineer. And I also moved to a new country. So I wanted to have stability and to really land on this job, pass the probation period, prove myself and others that I deserved all of this. And so I worked really hard. I overperformed. It was something new. Like in my previous experience, I didn't follow the path like of the same technologies and tools that I used in my previous company that I worked for. So everything was completely new to me. And in order to learn things on the go, like I had to work more than needed. Well, it brought these results. I successfully passed the probation period. I had positive feedbacks from my colleagues. I saw how much I've grown. Time passed. I felt comfortable with my colleagues. With some of them, I built up good relationships, and with some of them, I were very close. I could consider them as friends, and some of them were like a living example, a role model for me. By this time, there were like some circumstances and things happened to one of my colleagues. I don't want to dive too much into the details because it's just a really personal story, but to describe how I felt with this is that there was something unfair happened to this person that I deeply admired, and I don't like when there's something unfair happens to people I appreciate a lot. This triggered a lot of anger, disappointment, and loss of trust for the company inside myself. That's what I felt. And at the same time, meanwhile, I can't share the whole story, but there was a sort of the toxicity in the team. Like the way things went were not healthy, and I can't share exactly like what has triggered this toxicity, and probably I don't even know, I think, how, but looking back and talking to my colleagues like maybe a year after this gray dark period, everyone was telling that they felt this toxicity. I think everyone wanted to get rid of it, but we didn't know how. But this toxic atmosphere also added up on negative feelings about working in the company. And cerise sur le gâteau, on top of everything, there has been this layoff period in the whole industry, which definitely touched the company I worked for. And by this time, I was like, everything, like the corporate tech job is evil. Everything is falling apart. I have to change something. I have to quit. Maybe work for myself or work for the very meaningful project that saves our planet. This was like the thoughts that I've had in my head. The other internal narrative that I've had on the background was that nothing will ever change. I have no control of the situation. Nobody listens to me. Yeah, like it will never change. So the only way I can get out of this kind of feelings of being disappointed, always being unsatisfied with the work is that I just have to quit, and that will change everything. That will change all of my problems. That will solve all of the problems that I have. Spoiler, was just it wasn't about the job, about the company, about work. It was just how I emotionally felt about it. And that's, I think, what I needed to fix. And I think I fixed it. And by that time also, my closed people, they advised to go talk to the therapist. And ironically, the company I worked for, they provided the service of therapy free of charge, which I used, of course. And this wasn't like our conversations are strictly confidential, and it's just a partner company which provides the services of having a pool of therapists that you are connected to after filling up the questionnaire, etc. So, and also ironically, like how I saw this opportunity, having free sessions with therapists. The company provided only 2 therapy sessions per month, which I think is quite, for now, I think it's really good. Now I don't even need 2 therapy sessions, probably less frequently. Maybe if you have some troubles, you have the need to have therapy sessions more frequently, like every week. But well, 2 times per month of free service, I think it's quite good. But how I felt back to my state of mind back then, I was thinking of this. Just 2 therapy sessions, they're all jerks, and the company is just pretending that they care about us, but they don't really care at all. So you see, very negative narrative. But even if it's like this, I'm not with this pink glasses thinking, the company does care about us. That's why we have this perks and that perks and disadvantages. I'm not like this now either. But the thing is that I just want to show that how you can see things from different angle. So even though the company does have some interest in providing you this therapy session, either as the company's reputation or they have some, financial benefits out of it, or they just following the trends in the industry, I don't care. I also have my own interest of having it. It's a great thing for me. I can use it. And basically, not many companies provide such a service free of charge as a part of the work benefits. So this is a shift of the mindset that I've had after going through after actually dissociating my emotional state with the factual, like the facts and things that are really happening. And I want to go through like the key realizations that, like the biases that I had towards the current job, the position I had, and my thoughts, my feelings and from the biases and the reality. So I remember I was complaining to my therapist that I can't change anything. Like, I don't like the direction the company goes to. I don't like the way we work in the team. But anyway, even though if I share my ideas, nobody listens to me. They're just pretending that they listen to, but they don't care at all. This was how I was sharing with the therapist, and the key questions that she asked me and that made me realize was that, is it really true? Have I tried to change anything? Have I really tried to change anything? And if so, like, how do I prove that things that I've shared, they were like unseen, unheard? Maybe like the company has its own interest. The company has the interest to save the business, to make more profit. And they, like, the company, people who lead the company, they make this decision based on their goals. And leadership may hear you, but it's not their business. It's not their priority to align with your feelings, the way how you feel. And their priority, as I told you, their priority is their business, which allows you to have these jobs, which allow you to have your salary, your stability, your source of stability. What is your priority? It is your responsibility. Your well-being is your responsibility. This is like how I see things now. And what I also realized is that I've had this negative filtering over everything. I've shared how I saw therapy benefits. It was the same for some other minor things, like, I don't know, coffee stations. Yeah, it's only to make you work more and to be more productive. There's kind of snacks, free drinks in the office. Yeah, it's only to make you stay more in the office and make you work more. It's because big giants in the tech industry, they provide this benefit, so that's why my company follows the trend. That's how I thought. That's how I saw it. But also just seeing this in a different angle, that, okay, even though they follow the industry and provide all of these benefits to make you work more, it's still, if you like drinking coffee, it's a benefit for you to drink it for free. Or like other drinks or other like perks that the company provides, and you could have had the same kind of responsibilities and demands at work but not having all of these perks. And I remember a friend of mine was sharing that for a while she worked in the company which didn't even have the basic coffee machine. The only thing they had in the office was the kettle that boiled the water. Everything else, they didn't even have the canteen. So if you wanted to dine anywhere, you have to like pay from your salary for the cafes outside, or you bring the sandwich but you don't have the place to microwave it. So you can have, it's, I think sometimes we take for granted good working conditions and don't have space to appreciate them. I like that it has become normal that at your workspace you have the canteen where you can microwave your Tupperware food, or some companies even provide free meals. That it has become normal rather than the benefit that you pray for. I kind of appreciate this shift in the workspace, but at the same time, I think that we easily forget that we kind of shouldn't take it for granted and appreciate the better working conditions that we deserve without the evolution of work. Also, I've had another bias that in this company meetings, they always give this, we'll make this world a better place. And yeah, in serious, like Silicon Valley, they've they've laughed at this kind of big mission, as well as, like, I don't know, the AI trend that we are having right now to put AI everywhere. But it's just, I think you have to do the reality check. The business, the company you work for, they want to survive in this field, and they do everything to make it work. And like, okay, anyway, company's mission, on whatever they call it, it's not your personal manifesto, and you don't have to take it personally. It's like, I don't believe in it, it's bullshit. It's something that the company initiated in order to run the business how they feel they need to run it. Your situation as well depends on the way they run it. So if in the end it doesn't work at all, so if, I don't know, the industry demands having this mission, logos or whatever, and the company doesn't do it because the employees don't really believe in it, and they received the feedback and they decided, okay, we don't do it at all, but in the end you lose your job because the company has to be closed because it didn't survive in the modern world where the companies have to adapt to the trends or whatever. But okay, this is not the topic of this video. Let's move on to to another point that I wanted to share, to discuss. I also had, in this kind of negative spiral that I have during this crisis, was that I thought not only it's like impossible to change the atmosphere, that it will never change, and the only way to get out of it is to really quit everything, to break the bridges. I was also I was thinking of changing the team, trying to change the team, and I was also thinking that it would be impossible to change it because I witnessed the experience of my former colleagues, that they struggled, and they were sharing how they were struggling to change the team, and that wasn't, like, on paper we had quite flexible. We had the mobility program, so that is quite flexible to change the teams. Yes, it is like that when you have open positions in the teams you're interested and that your profile matches. Then there is no problem to change. When there are no kind of deadlines for the current team you're working for. So there are so many circumstances that should match so that it is possible. But my belief was that it's just, no, they're bullshitting, it's never possible, and I will never be able to do this. So I stay for a while and then I will quit the company. So that's how I'll change the team. That was my mindset back then. When I've overcome all of the struggles and feelings, emotions that I've had, and I reached the point of stability in the current team I worked for, and then I searched for another team so that I can grow professionally, let's say, because at some point I felt stagnating, and that was the main reason to go. Like, not this emotions, negative emotions that nothing works out in this team, so I have to quit. My mindset when I wanted to change the team was like, okay, this is a step to grow professionally, so I want to change the team. And the opportunities opened, and it was really smooth. The transition was really smooth. From the time when I said I shared the desire to my manager that I wanted to change the team, to the time when it was accepted and, like, let's say almost signed on a paper that this transition will happen, I think, I can't remember exactly the days, but it was like maybe a month or so. So and you can't, and maybe like for my former colleagues who have really struggled with it, but they in the end they made it. Because they didn't have the same circumstances that I had. And sometimes we tend too much to believe that our experience will be the same as the others, but it's not true. And I think the break in change, the break in shift in everything that I've shared already was that my conclusion was that I was taking my job too personally. Of course, it's natural to be attached to a job because we spend so much time working. Simply because most of our day is our work, and it's important to feel good, to have the meaning in what you do, to have this meaning at work, to work with your colleagues in a healthy atmosphere. But still, I remember that because of like this emotional attachment that I developed at the beginning of working for the company, I was taking some things personally, like, I don't know, a comment in a pull request, or I don't know, some other conversation or the decision that has been made. Key point here is that not every comment is an attack. Sometimes the person just wrote the text, and the way you received it, it's not the same as the person meant. Not every decision is about you. Sometimes it's the decision because it has had to be made for a reason, but it's not about you. Yeah, what helped me as well is just asking myself, what do I need from this job? The company needs me because they need some kind of things that to reach their targets, to have the product built, jobs to be done, etc. So they have their own interest about you. But what is your interest to work for the company? And the key idea here is to define what is crucial for you. For me, it was that I want to learn new things, to build new stuff, to see that I'm evolving, to learn from my colleagues. And this kind of things, you can also perceive it from different perspective. Like, I don't know, I don't grow in this company, but what do you do to grow? Do you take the initiative? Do you ask for help? Do you do something for this? Because nothing just falls for you and is natural. So you have to make this effort as well to receive what you want. And the positive atmosphere, remember I was talking about like this toxic atmosphere in the team that we had for a while. But looking back, I'm just thinking, okay, I was in this toxic atmosphere, but I was toxic myself as well, I think. Because I remember like a new colleague was giving a feedback of how he felt in the team, and he was like, he brought this fresh perspective, and he noticed that almost everyone in the team was very negative in terms of changes. Like any proposal of new ways of work or new initiative or something that was different from the way, for example, I saw things, my immediate reaction wasn't to explore these ideas, to ask more questions, there is like a healthy challenge, you challenge person. So yeah, you can like healthily challenge, like, why is it so? Why do you think like this? Or the other way around is just blocking yourself. I think that's the toxic thing I also was doing, is just block myself. And no, it's not, it doesn't work what you're saying. It doesn't work like this. It won't work at all. I disagree with this point. I list my arguments to defend my point of view. So yeah, all of this to say is that this kind of positive, healthy atmosphere, you also contribute to that. It's not only about others. Just before criticizing, challenging others, look at yourself. What do you do? How do you behave yourself and treat yourself and others? To wrap things up, everything, the goal of my personal experience that I shared with you is just to say that sometimes it seems easier to break the bridges. It's easier to break things than to build them. And leaving always feels like a faster relief. And I actually am very grateful that I found my personal way of going through this experience and not following this path of crossing lines forever, even though at the moment it felt really difficult. I am grateful for myself that I found the courage to overcome this, and I'm grateful for the experience that I have had. Sometimes we tend to believe that the grass is greener on the other side, that if I quit my job and start my own business, I will feel happier. Or if I just change the company, that it will change everything and I will also become happier, more satisfied with work. Maybe another company is better, or maybe not. The same is for maybe starting your own business is better, or maybe not. I think the crucial point here is to more listen to yourself and not to what other transfer and say. Maybe for them it is better, but not for you. Well, it's a topic for another video, but even though some people may share and see corporate jobs as an evil, but if you compare it to your own business, it has its advantages as well as disadvantages. I think it's important to go over things and see more like opportunities that you might have that fit to the goals, to the way you want to live, based like on my own experience, how I felt when I was imagining to change in the company. For example, I was like, okay, what are the other working conditions the same? What are like the benefits here and there? Will I receive the psychological health? Do I have like good remote working conditions or not? Do I have this supportive environment when I need? And I think it's important to take this break. Maybe it's me who have watched a lot of things that it's like, okay, if you have this idea of leaving, then the best decision is to leave. But I am grateful that I haven't left the company I worked for. I haven't left my job. That I took this time to pause and reflect and took this pause to understand myself better. And as a conclusive thought, before burning any bridge, ask yourself, is it really a company, like a rational bad conditions, or is it just how I feel right now? Sometimes the right move is leaving. Sometimes the right move is staying, but changing something inside you. The way you treat your work, the way you work, the way you feel. And both are equally valid. I said I think there is no right or wrong, basically. Yeah. So choose what is right, what feels right for you, and don't base your decision on other people's experiences. It's your own life, it's your own experiences. I hope it was helpful, useful, and share your thoughts, your experiences. Thank you for watching or listening to this podcast, and see you in the other episode. Bisous. Bye.